Just 10 years ago, I never imagined a shot like this could be captured by a citizen scientist standing on the shores of a California beach. But it's one of my favorite moments I captured this year of a great white shark from above. The following is a collection of my favorite moments of 2022, scenes that once again brought me to appreciate the beauty of these often misunderstood creatures. It's always the smallest of details that remind me of the beauty of white sharks. In Southern California, I've become accustomed to finding sharks in large aggregations. But it's those moments when I find a single white shark in clear water, in shallow water, that may offer the most clues about their way of life. And in the vastness of the ocean, sometimes, if you're lucky, you can capture a lone shark breaching into the sky. A white shark's iconic shadow on the seafloor can be described, among other things, as natural art. It's in these shallow waters that white sharks tend to be most active. Whether it's digging into the seafloor for a ray or simply passing through a fever of rays, there is no denying that white sharks' daily lives is interesting to say the least. Look closely here and you can see a stingray's caudal fin in the shark's mouth. Among my favorite scenes I filmed this year were the multiple scenes where white sharks interacted with one another. Time and time again, sharks displayed their dominance over each other. However, it was the moments near kelp that were the most memorable. At times, in the most surprising of behaviors, it was evident that they used their dorsal fins to touch it. Often, the sharks would simply travel in and around the kelp forests, whether it was traveling above kelp or simply traveling near it. Each instance hinted at more surprises. But no behavior was more intriguing than when a shark would strike at a piece of kelp. It is something totally surprising to me, as I had never witnessed it before. But time and time again, it happened, in an incredible fashion. While these moments in and around kelp were a highlight, it was also the moments around birds that were at times the most entertaining. It became apparent that white sharks do engage with birds, although I've never seen an actual attack on one. And in what was probably the funniest natural scene of the year, here's a clip of a bird dropping a surprise right onto an approaching shark. Needless to say, the shark backed off after that. Now this is probably the most talked about footage I captured this year. Like most any other year, it's always the footage of sharks near humans that people talk about. Maybe it's because of the innate feeling of danger we humans have when a shark is nearby. Or maybe we are drawn into a scene by the concept that the human in the frame has no idea an ocean predator is nearby. Regardless, there were plenty of instances this year when I witnessed humans aware of a white shark nearby. The board in this clip is at least 10 feet long. This is not a small white shark. Momentarily, it turns back toward the stand-up paddleboard. I would be lying if I said filming scenes with swimmers doesn't worry me. I spoke with the swimmer in this clip shortly after. The shark did not sway him from taking another swim, and he went right back in. Time and time again, we see humans knowingly enter the water to enjoy activities near sharks. Usually, it's surfers and stand-up paddleboarders. Some would say it's a way of life in Southern California. It can be said that white sharks are nearby at just about any beach you visit. It is their home, after after all. Filming scenes like this are a thing of every day now. People are curious about these creatures. That much is evident. But the only way to truly coexist with them is to understand their nature and what draws a sea predator's attention to you, and perhaps understanding why they are there to begin with. Here's a scene of a kayak fisherman and a white shark. The shark was seemingly interested in what the kayak fisherman was towing. I used the drone to attract the fisherman's attention to the water, and right here, you see why the shark is there. The fisherman pulls the fish he caught out of the water. You can see the fish are alive, and most likely it is the reason why the shark was attracted. The fisherman gives me a thumbs up to acknowledge the moment, and perhaps now he understands why the shark was there. Surf schools across Southern California are constantly on the lookout for signs of a shark. It's an example of how drones and education have shaped life along our coast. Filming sharks this year has been nothing short of incredible. I am always surprised by the behaviors that unfold in front of the camera. But it's those moments when humans are surprised by a large shark that maybe tells us more about humans than the sharks themselves. We are curious creatures, and it's that curiosity that led me to one of the most memorable journeys of the year. In August, I spent time with the scientists of the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Observing large great white sharks on the East Coast taught me much about the sharks on the West Coast. It was an unforgettable learning experience. I observed large sharks very close to shore in Cape Cod. And upon my return, I spent time here in California trying to find large white sharks. And large ones I did find. One thing rang true, however. Regardless of where they are filmed, they are incredibly beautiful creatures. Large sharks can also be found very close to shore here in California as well. No year's highlight can be complete without white sharks near dolphins, and this scene was breathtaking. The amount of white sharks and dolphins together here left me lost for words. One thing is apparent: white sharks get out of the way of dolphins. At least the young ones do. That is, until the shark is bigger than the dolphins. In that case, the dolphins make way. Here's a scene where a sea lion squares off against a shark. It happens daily. I've yet to see a shark capture a sea lion. It's always entertaining when these two are nearby. So whether it's a shark striking at kelp, sharks near humans, or a shark displaying behavior I've never seen, or maybe even something as simple as a butterfly flying through the frame, white sharks are doing something you rarely see on TV. They are, well, just being sharks, doing things without humans nearby, without a human touching them or using them as a prop to see how high they can go. It's just nature as it is. It's a view that gives us insights into the beautiful world around them, a view of nature that goes beyond the sharks. And it's a view I hope to share more with you in 2023. Join me.